Electronic Arts is on the purchasing table for a three-way split ownership between Saudi Arabia's public investment fund, private equity firm Silver Lake, and Jared Kushner's firm Affinity Partners. This almost assured buyout will be the second biggest acquisition in video game history, behind Microsoft's $68.7 billion absorption of Activision Blizzard. Wavey and I get into the details. Let's get started. What's good, squad? Welcome into another episode of Fukapod, Fukaname product. Find us all across the web at Fukaname, P-H-U-C-A-N-A-M-E. Check out other episodes of our podcast across the web. Follow us and rate us 5 stars so we can continue to bring these squad vibes to you. I'm your host, Frosty Phoenix. Catch me across the web at Frosty Phoenix, F-R-O-S-T-Y-P-H-E-N-I-X, at an 89 on the end of that for Twitch content and other platforms as such. Here with the usual squad spect. Squad, introduce yourself and where people can find you on these interwebs.
What is goody, y'all? You know what I'm saying? If y'all don't know this, y'all hearing the voice of Wavey God right now. The waviest blurred ever. You already know the sneaker lover, anime watcher, video game player. You know, I've been doing 2 of those, a little more than one recently as of recently and stuff like that. But it's all good. You know what I'm saying? We give love everywhere. You know what I mean? But yeah, like Frosty said, we hit the podcast 5 stars, Apple, Spotify podcast, and of course, y'all go listen to YouTube audio as well and watch the video, like and share, and with your homies, comment, subscribe to the channel, man. You know what I'm saying? To keep this motivation for us going. You know what I mean? But yeah, we got another doozy of episode for y'all today. Another topic heavy one. It's been in the atmosphere for a little bit, but you know, Fukunami had to put our little stamp on there. That's how we do it over here. So
we have to add in our 2 cents of this $55 billion purchase inquiry.
That was good. That was good. I like that. That was good.
Yeah, I do this for a living. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, it's what we do out here. But of course, if you can glean off of that, we are talking about the recent inquiry to purchase Electronic Arts for $55 billion with a billion dollars.
Yep. They going private, y'all. No more public. They going private this time around.
Shout out to tweaktown.com for the summary and the full report on the Wall Street Journal. TLDR, Saudi Arabia's public investment fund, will own 93.7% of Electronic Arts after a proposed $55 billion leveraged buyout, making it the primary owner of the major video game company behind franchises like FIFA and Madden. The deal, funded mostly by PIF, is pending regulatory approval and retains EA's current management. Right? That's the summary of it at the top. Saudi Arabia's PIF. Oh, let's see. In detail, is their public investment fund. Say it again. Yeah. But the majority shareholder, you're right, and you're absolutely right.
Yeah, that's the majority shareholder. So basically, Saudi Arabia is about to own EA, which is crazy. Yeah, no more American-made Electronic Arts.
So when we're breaking down, everybody knows the news. Shout out to other content creators that have shared the news and other outlets and things like that. This isn't new, but what we're talking about, and then drop your comments down below what you guys definitely think about that and what we are learning over time. There are other shareholders that are also weighing in on this, like my colleague just said. It's Saudi Arabia's PIF at 93.4%, Silver Lake at 5.5%, and Affinity Partners at 1.1%. And along with this discussion, you're talking about taking the company private, meaning no more public commentary about what they decide to do with what the company does. There's no more public shareholder ownership, or would be no more public shareholder ownership. So what they do would be what they do.
And if y'all don't know, Affinity Partners, y'all know whose company that is. That's Jared Kushner If y'all don't know Jared Kushner, just know this: he is the son-in-law to our president Donald Trump. So basically, what I'm saying is Donald Trump is somewhere in this midst of EA, which is crazy to say. Like, yeah, Trump is infiltrated the gaming industry. This is wow. I'm even in shock saying that actually. uh,
Yeah.
he had his stamp somewhere. Not really, but son-in-law. So that's what I'm saying now.
Well, and shout out to even Alana Pierce, who made a video about this as well. Kind of like, are we shocked that this is happening? Um, just like, what is going on, right? And then her report for breaking all of this down. But we're just going over it on ourselves, and I guess coming from the state standpoint, like Wavy just said about the through line could be that the president would have something to do with electronic arts in some kind of way because of the possible connection there. But um, we can only just speculate what would possibly happen, being that if the company just cares about its funding, if the company's only talking about keeping or retaining something that brings them income, just looking up Electronic Arts, right? Founded in 1982 by Trip Hawkins. Their current revenue, 7.42 billion with a B. As of 2023, their reported revenue income, 7.42 billion, but they're being bought for 55 billion. And Wavy, you were saying something to me earlier in general about the 20 billion. That's also like a part of the overall buyout, which is, correct me if I'm wrong, like a payoff loan. Like, how's that working out when
Yeah.
you're buying?
Yeah, for the most part. So basically, EA they had to take on about 20 billion in debt because of this deal. And if y'all watch the I had a video out on this, in the channel on TikTok and Instagram a couple weeks ago when it first broke out. But yeah, they getting $20 billion in debt because of the deal and all that. It's like a leveraged buyout kind of deal. It's just basically expected that EA is gonna have like a big ass a junk loan due to this high risk. AKA that means that they're gonna have to do a high interest rate like payback for this. AKA we about to see, if not happening already, probably in the future, hopefully not, we might be seeing a whole lot of like, massive layoffs again and studio closures just to pay back all this money. Cause and I also think that like because of this might be like a lot of like if you're not making us any money like that, I feel like you about to go. Like, and I know even like me in my head, and I feel like a lot of people been saying this too.
Right.
A lot of people been saying that like they think Bioware might be the first to go because of this. And there's been rumors that we posted recently too, like a couple weeks ago, that Bioware has been like not on a chopping block, but like ever since the no, these are the Veilguard, and then I don't think it did that good that EA wanted it to do. Like they looking at Bioware a little funny right now, and I wouldn't be surprised that if like even after this, if this deal goes through, I could see Bioware getting like a. It might be time to go for them. I don't want it to happen, but I don't see EA like, especially under the Saudi Arabia. Like, if y'all thought EA was about a dollar now, under private, like under Saudi Arabia, I feel like it's gonna be even more about a dollar. And the big games that we know, FIFA, Madden, all the games are microtransactions, like those ones moving the needle right now. And they're gonna probably just keep the foot on the gas on those. That's in my opinion. I don't think they're gonna put a lot of emphasis on single player games no more. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong,
Right.
but especially because that $20 billion in debt, and they gotta pay a higher interest rate. I don't think they want to like hold on to that debt for longer than they have to.
No, because that builds. I wonder what the interest rate is. You
I
know.
didn't I wouldn't even get a chance to look at that the business rate, but
Yeah.
at the interest rate, but yeah. If it's that high in debt and it's that high of interest rate like accumulating, get rid of that as soon as possible.
Yeah. Yeah. Like we feel like we'd have to have some type of finance expert in here to talk about it because I know I'm not a finance expert. Wavy's got a little more weight on it than I am for finances, but Joe, like,
I wish I was.
now. even just sourcing. Shout out to like Wikipedia for summaries. People say trust Wikipedia. Like, man, you can trust Wikipedia a little better than most things right now.
I mean, you honestly can. This is crazy.
The deal is subject to regulatory approval and stockholders, but is expected to be completed by June 2026. 20 billion will
Oh,
be
so we
back.
still like 6 months out.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Uh, of the total price, 20 billion will be backed by loans from JP Morgan Chase, with the rest
JP, there
covered
you go.
by equity. Now, like you said, equity being what? Items that you own, things you sell, like liquidating your assets.
Yep.
If I'm not mistaken. Correct me
For
if
the
I'm
most
wrong,
part.
comment section, because you guys definitely will. Somebody say that's wrong. But like equity is usually, things that you're invested in, things that you own that have value that you want to, push off the boat so you can not sink. If completed, it would be the largest leveraged buyout to date, exceeding the 32 billion buyout of TXU Energy in 2007. So this will be the biggest energy buyout of businesses, not even just for gaming,
Yeah.
businesses. And this is
It's crazy to say that gaming is somewhere in that realm. That's crazy.
yeah.
Still. So
And to say that, when we have the conversation, I think this would even, I know you're gonna say something tying back to the episode that we did about the big three. Was it Nintendo, Apple, and Disney?
yep, and it's still the big three. It's still the big three, and there's nothing you can say that is going to convince me otherwise. They're still the big three out of all of them. That's another episode for another time, but yeah, they're still the big three.
Like
There's
when we
nothing you can
visit,
say
because
about
we
that.
like check out that episode that we did a while ago, and probably need to do an updated version, but
Yeah.
especially with how things are going with Hulu. But I'll go with that right now. In part due to political climate. So the Financial Times said that the buyout is not expected to hit any regulatory hurdles, in part due to political climate of the United States, due to Kushner, who is the U.S. President Donald Trump's son-in-law, and has a good relationship with Saudi Arabians. So part of the buyout transition, and to cover the debt, the new owners plan to significantly reduce operating costs by incorporating
There you go.
artificial
There you
intelligence
go.
throughout the company.
Mhm.
Lord have mercy.
Just like how Microsoft said they're going to start doing that. They invested what, 80 billion in AI. EA's taking that same route. You know what I'm saying? They gotta pay out that 20 billion off somehow. It's unfortunate, but that's that. And I think what I said about the $20 billion in debt before, and how like it could be in studio closures and stuff like that. I think I got that from Jason Sharayo. Shout out to Jason Sharayo. He be doing a lot of stuff. He's a good insider and
Yeah.
everything. Come on the podcast one time, man. We want to talk to you.
Yeah, Jason, come through,
Be
for real.
word. But like, yeah, he was one that even said that, like, yeah, they're on the hook for that $20 billion. So just be on the lookout. It can mean mass layoffs. It can mean like more aggressive monetization and other like big cost cutting measures. And I'm almost positive, like, there's gonna be a whole big more emphasis on microtransactions, even more than usual, that's EA's bread and butter right now, but whatever.
But get this also. Let me see here. Others expressed concerns that with Saudi Arabian control, this is just by points of view of people, content of new EA games could be restricted, or the thought would be that they could be would be restricted by the cultural values of Saudi Arabia, potentially limiting LGBTQ plus content, games like Sims or Mass Effect. Although Wilson, who is the current CEO of EA, has stated that that wouldn't be touched, that will remain unchanged, right?
Doubt it. Sorry, Wilson, but I doubt it. Like,
Well, I mean, yeah.
they about to own you. Like, I don't think you have a choice at that point.
especially coming off of the public shareholder to a privately owned business with no say from anyone outside of the company's umbrella, right?
Right.
Now here's where you said it. Analysts and EA employees expressed concern that there will be layoffs, studio divestment as part of the acquisition, following several years of layoffs over across the video game industry, which pretty sure we've touched on that over the last couple of years as the podcast, and even the Game Awards is known to touch on that, which we've done an episode on the Game Awards. Shout out to that coming out December 11th, 2025. We'll be watching that episode, but hopefully that'll also have a statement as far as just how the gaming industry is being affected by financing.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
Now, what gets me is that now this is on the radar of the U.S. Senators Richard Blumenthal and Elizabeth Warren. Shout out to Elizabeth Warren, who's put in her
Oh.
bid for president once or twice. Raised questions to U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, I believe. Sorry if I'm saying
Mm.
that wrong. Also serves on the Committee of Foreign Investments in the United States on the buyout in October. So this is on the radar to say like,
Mhm.
whoa, like that's why
Yeah.
like an American-owned company being bought by an overseas company.
Yeah. Like
You know what I'm
I
saying?
think the only American company we got right now, if this deal goes through, will be Microsoft with Xbox Studios.
Yeah, because
If I'm not mistaken.
Sony's Japanese,
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo's Japanese.
Nintendo's Japanese, yeah. Like Xbox will be the last one standing. And
Yeah,
we already know what they're going through right now. So you know what I'm
dude.
saying? And like, and I'm glad you brought that up about the cultural thing of Saudi Arabia too, because I was looking that up to see how I was going to bring that in. But yeah, people have been has been spectating that too. That like, that Saudi Arabia with them owning, basically about to own EA now, like all those games, The Sims, Mass Effect, everything that has like that kind of like, I don't want to say agenda, because that's crazy to
It's
say.
right. It's not an agenda.
Um,
It's
if they put that in their
yeah,
games, it
yeah.
might be a little more limited now because if they're owning you now, like it's not much you can really say, and they can say, "Nah, take that out." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They could, and The Sims could be a little messed up for that. Cause I know a lot of people do play The Sims. That's like that's a very casual game and stuff like that. So that could probably mess up a lot of things. Not for like not for like not like a lot of like the red pill people, but uh,
Not the red pill people, man.
you know what I'm saying? But I mean, yeah, and I'm in fear of like what's it gonna do for the rest of the games too.
Yeah.
Like honestly, like even like with Respawn, like I know they put out Apex Legends and stuff like that, but like what about the other games? Like they're still working on the Jedi series. Like it's only the second game out. I'm pretty sure they're gonna have a third one. I didn't play the second one, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna wrap it up in 3. So will that get canned?
You talking about with
Well, with Cal, yeah, Cal
mm,
Kestis. Yeah, I don't like. I'm pretty sure they're gonna have a third one because like
mhm.
they had Fallen Order, they have Survivor. You gotta do 3.
Do
You gotta
you?
end it. Why not?
Depends on
I mean, I
well,
also didn't play. I also didn't play it, so that's something I have to ask. I think Corner played it,
yeah.
so we'd have to ask him like how it ended and stuff like that, and if they are doing a third one. But I would pretty sure that they would have that in the back of their mind that they do a trio, and just
Mhm.
keep it at that. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. I'm hoping that they can do that, and that the Saudi Arabia, that the private investment fund doesn't be like, just cut it. I hope they don't cut it and stuff like that.
I understand.
Same
I
Mass
understand.
Effect.
Um, Now here's where we'll add an update, even as part of the conversation. The third Jedi Fallen Order game, officially titled the next installment in the series, um, is in development to conclude Cal's story.
Oh, it is?
Now, as of November 7th, big news. I guess that's the overall focus. It's intended to be the final chapter of Cal's story. Will likely take place closer to the events of A New Hope after timeline of Jedi Survivor.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Um, wow. Okay. Now this is all just not speculation, but I know there's people that have probably already watched um, the video about this. Chaos Gaming on YouTube. Cal and Marin have a new makeshift family, which could be the central theme of it. And then
Hmm,
another antagonist, and rumors suggest a darker tone with higher stakes. Um,
I can see that.
yeah, no one will get too much deeper into that. As we can probably link Chaos Gaming's video on here as well for those that have not explored that yet or want to play Survivor and don't want to be spoiled. That was just a teaser. But so that looks like that's in development. Shout out to you, Wavy, for bringing that to attention. That like, how that's doing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like I said, I don't know what the single player game is gonna be looking like now because I'm pretty sure they're gonna be like, "Yo, what's our biggest money getters. Oh, FIFA. Oh, Madden.
Those are easy.
How,
We are
college football. How much they raking in?
those are easy, but you know how we've always done. I know they might have listened to our episodes where we said you turn that into that free player model with
They're not
microtransactions.
doing that. They're not gonna do that. I would like them to do that. They're not gonna do that because they're gonna lose out on money every
Yeah,
year.
every year.
Because now you're doing just the update where you can just give out $60 every year, and that's a guarantee, like couple million. People are gonna be buying that. The ball and gun gamers. So
Now, mind you, here's the kicker with that. The Saudi Public Investment Fund owns Saudi football clubs Al Nasir, Al Hilal, Al Ittihad, and Al Ahly.
mhm.
So again, it's like also with the FIFA tie, they also own a handful of football clubs, and then we'll probably have Matt from the For the Crew podcast back on to talk about the tie-ins with football clubs.
Yeah, because he said something about that too. That like they do own some of the football clubs and stuff, and even it came out I think last year, and we posted about it on Threads. Y'all follow some Threads and on X everywhere if y'all haven't already, but we posted about that earlier before too. That like last year or 2 years ago, something like that. That Saudi Arabia was like gearing up to like have a hub for the gaming industry over there,
Yeah,
and it looks like it's starting to come to fruition. And this is like their first purchase. So, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, concern. Now, one thing I will throw in there, it's funny you said Microsoft is the current standing company, which is also Microsoft is known for other things like, Microsoft Word, Microsoft Office, computers, things like that. But there's another one standing, Valve
No, like
Corporation.
American. Oh yeah, that is American, isn't it?
It is
They're
owned
like
by
in their own like they're in their own land though.
Say what?
They're in their own land though. Like
Are
they're like
they? Steam machine.
they're in their own lane, you know what I'm saying? It's like with rap, like you got all these rappers at the top, like you got Jay-Z, you got Nas, you got M whatever, and Lupe, whatever. Black Thought's over there just chilling. Like y'all niggas can't be
Wow,
y'all can't
you
touch me.
equated Valve to Black Thought. That's valid. But at the same time, I can't even let you have that because Black Thought is like is a legend for many reasons and a hometown hero, if you will. It's like on the Upper East Coast, and you know what I'm saying. It's like
Exactly. Black Thought is the guy, man. Like
yeah,
he's like that's another conversation another time. But he's the guy. That's why I kind of did that because like I think Valve is to me like what he's like they're like the family friend, not even family friendly. Like they're just the most like it's not even it's more PC. It's more than PC gaming. It's just more like the deals, like you were saying last episode. The deals they have all the time, like the
sales. Yeah,
the sales, no paying for online because it's a PC and all that. The like like being able to refund like as soon as you like if you play it for like I think you don't play it for more than 2 hours or something like that, you can get a full refund on the game. What console's really doing that? Like it's different things like that that makes it so that Valve is just like the more you're getting the more bang for your buck. And everything is on there. Well, unless you want to wait for PlayStation exclusives, like everything is on there. And
hmm
well, besides Nintendo, allegedly,
besides Nintendo. Yeah,
allegedly. So
you know. In due time, let me not joke because that's a whole other thing about their war with people who make lookalikes and things like that, and how tight they are about their equipment and how things work. But I say Valve, like I said, it's a corporation also known as Valve Corporation, also known as Valve Software, is an American. Here we go. Video game developer, publisher, and digital distribution company headquartered in Bellevue, Washington. Video
oh,
game
they in Washington.
developer, yeah. Video game
Mm-hmm.
developer, publisher, and digital distribution company owned by Gabe Newell. He owns over
Mm-hmm.
50% of Valve's stock and is a privately held company that he also co-founded. So he's holding on to it since 1996. Sheesh. Gabe Newell and Mike Harrington. Now, like you said, it could be the Black Thought of the situation. It's the underdog. It's always been doing its thing, but now with the video, shout out to Corner Fox in our conversation. I'm sure that we'll talk about this over time as this podcast continues with more of us and guests and things like that. This is something to
Pretty
watch.
sure.
But with the Steam machine, Steam Cube, Steam Box, whatever you want to call it, I'm shout out Steam Cube. I'm team.
Shout out to Steam Cube, man.
It's called Steam
that's
Cube.
a great name.
Please, Steam
It
Cube
won't be,
sounds hot.
but I think Nintendo got something to say about that if they call it the Steam Cube. But
What do you own the word cube? You know what?
they'll find a way. You know they do a Power World, try to do a Power World. So
yeah, they own the patent for catching monsters. Like what?
they tried that. They tried that. Japan said nah.
Oh yeah.
And then Japan said nah, and the US is like, huh. That's like one of the first time the US has actually done that. Like they're basically said they want to look it over now because Japan said that. They were like, okay, maybe agree to this too fast. Let's try to look this over. So I mean,
Yeah. Look, this is a developing story. We're going to be watching it along probably with everybody else. This is a big deal. This is a international stage. We're talking countries, leaders, politics, finances, jobs, the gaming industry. How this will affect other gaming companies, how other people will look or copy or stay away from what they're doing right now. That's all my thinking on this. Any thoughts, Wavy, on that before we close out? This is wild. Like, can't say any more than that personally.
I mean, EA is already EA is already on a lot of people's bad lists and all that. I know, especially Cornered. Here he said he didn't want to vote. But he said he didn't want to vote for one game because he's like, I want EA to win anything. He didn't want to vote for Battlefield 6 in the Game Awards. He was like, I don't want them to win anything. But then Split Fiction came. He was like, all right, I'll make an exception.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, they're already on a lot of people's bad lists right now. So, I mean, with the microtransactions, I think it's just gonna get worse with this deal because it's privately owned now. So
it would be. It would be.
Right. It's like, and you said right, it might be done June 2026, right? So it's still 6 months out.
Yep.
Okay. So it's still 6 months out. So I mean, like I said, I don't see it ending like the best, but I could be wrong. But I don't think I am this time around. And if I am, y'all come back to this video and y'all let me know. But I don't think I am this time.
All eyes are on this deal. That's a wrap, squad. Be sure to check us out anywhere on the internet at Fukaname, Phucaname. Check out all of our available content across all of these platforms. I've been your host, Frosty Phoenix. Catch me across the web at Frosty Phoenix, FROSTYPHENIX. Squad, close out with your socials.
What's goody, y'all? Thank y'all for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? And y'all be on the lookout because you're gonna be talking about this probably for a little minute. But it's your boy Wavy God, the waviest one, the waviest blurred ever. Here, sneaker lover, anime watcher, video game player as well. You already know, rate the podcast 5 stars. Come on, rate the podcast 5 stars. Apple, Spotify podcast, wherever you listen to it. If you're on YouTube, like, comment, share with your homies and everything. Subscribe to the channel, and like I said, tell your homies and all that. You know what I'm saying? Support what you like, you know what I'm saying? And just be on the lookout. Hopefully you don't got no studio closures and stuff like that, but you never know. And
facts.
He came with the facts.
I'm saying. But that being said, catch you guys on the next episode.
Peace. Y'all.